Welcome to the Campfire Podcast.
I don't know if you want to say that on live.
We're not really live, are we?
No, we are. We have been for 5 minutes and 42
I mean,
seconds.
we're listening to it, or we're not listening, but we're recording, but it's not.
Hi, Mom.
We haven't. Do we?
Isaiah's going to have to bleep some stuff out. I mean, edit some stuff out. Or the one
Yo,
when...
Isaac,
okay.
Hi.
Just cut him off.
we're done.
There.
We're done with his gift stories.
All right, what were you gonna
Talk
talk to
about
Isaac? What do you want to ask Isaac?
Oh, Isaac.
Oh.
I'll talk to him when I get there.
When you get where?
But
You can't just do that.
I get there.
when I get to Maui,
What are you doing with
Isaac, how
that
you
pencil?
doing? What does it look like I'm doing with the pencil?
Stabbing yourself.
You
in
should
the
stab
face?
your eye. Stab yourself.
I'll keep this one for you. I'll stab it. I'll stab you with it.
What can I stab you with?
Why?
Yeah, why? Why?
An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, stab for a stab.
That's great, Riley.
Yeah. Thanks, Isaac.
You're welcome.
Wait, so Isaac is really here on the podcast?
Yeah.
Oh. Isaac, do you know what I was going to talk about?
Me? You talking to me or Isaac? You gotta.
Isaac, do you
I
know
got
what
to turn
we're
the
gonna talk
AC
about?
on. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm here. That's great.
Yeah. You got a problem, Feston?
Do you have
I'm
things
just
to do?
listening. I just love how all of a sudden Isaiah is talkative. He's talking too much since Isaac is
I
here.
know.
The whole vibe changed.
It's like
when I
they're
walked
old
in the room.
buddies who used to work
Yeah,
together.
no, it's crazy.
How about let's talk about that. Let's hear Isaac's perspective of meeting us and just little things he remembers. I'm curious.
That would be funny. You should
Not
put that
on record or not?
on record.
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right,
We are
Okay.
on record.
all right. So let's officially start. I don't think we've started yet, but I like this vibe, so let's keep it going. Once we start getting serious, I don't want.
Don't say
like,
keep
oh my
stop.
God.
No, don't say start.
What?
What? So starting it kills the vibe? What?
Why? Don't say kids up. Don't say start.
Okay, Isaac. You've heard. Welcome to the Campfire Podcast. That was Isaac. He's actually been right. Didn't he do it? I haven't listened to our show in a long time. But
What is your question?
does Isaac still intro our
No.
podcast?
Sometimes.
The
Or is it still the
the-
AI
the
voice?
first-
No,
Three, I
it's the
think.
first
First
few
for the
are AI voice.
OGs, it's the
And now it's
AI.
just because I have the three of us. I have him. I have Ethan.
Oh,
Which
okay.
reminds me, we should have done Gavin last time we recorded because I like having a lot of voices to use that go back and forth.
Like in your head?
That too, but
Oh.
as my ringtone.
Wait, Isaiah's voice is your ringtone?
No.
He wishes. Okay, but that voice you hear, sometimes it's Isaac.
they're
And
welcome to the campfire.
Maybe you've heard him talk about, or maybe you've heard us talk about him too, because he videoed one of our episodes. Did that ever come out or
It's
no?
on YouTube, yeah. With
Okay,
Ethan.
it's on. Check that out.
Yeah.
It's on.
It's with Ethan.
It's on YouTube.
That's episode under 10, maybe, or maybe it's 10. I don't know.
It might
That's
be
episode
10.
under 10.
Or
Wow.
let me look
I
really.
feel
Yeah,
like
I
you got
think
9 options.
I think you
five.
might be right on it. I think it might be 10.
I might be.
I think
dead
it's
on.
5.
That's episode under 10.
So
Let's
yeah,
see. It is episode.
Five.
It doesn't say on there. It just says long form video. That's a great title.
Where's the sound?
Episode
effect that
10.
goes,
Oh, it is episode 10. Okay, it wasn't episode under 10. But yeah, we have Isaac with us. I'm not completely sure why yet, but we're all on a journey in life. And sometimes you go on a journey on a podcast with someone and you find out just the impact they've had on your life or on your friends' lives. So we have Isaac with us. Isaac, please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Isaac.
Oh.
They call me Unks sometimes.
Are you an uncle?
Yes, I am an uncle.
Were you called Unks before you were an uncle?
Yes.
Is that strange?
Yeah. Very strange.
Really, you loved it, dude.
Do you feel awkward right now?
No,
Ever since Feston said start.
I'm just waiting for my chance to start talking.
Cool.
He's giving homeschool vibes. It's like, I'm in a room with my homies.
All these
Like, poor
homeschool words in
homeschoolers
front of me
my
are
rooms.
making me feel homeschooled right now.
Well, so first impressions, Isaac. What were your first impressions when you met some of us? 'Cause I have some
Yeah,
first
I'm
impressions I want to
curious.
get out of my. I want to get off my chest, but I'll let you go
Are
first.
we all going to take turns with impressions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
take
Isaac,
turns
let's
with
go.
impressions.
Our
Go,
guest,
Isaac.
our guest
All right.
goes first.
Story time. I don't. Oh yeah. So I was like a starting like youth leader. I think like I was helping because my sister like invited me to like help with the youth, and I think that's when I met Isaiah for the first time. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I have to check my photo gallery. See the actual dates, but yeah, I think that's when I met all you guys. You guys are pretty cool. Seem like pretty homeschool, and
Isaiah's favorite.
yep. And Isaiah had really short hair, and Riley was a
Was it cute
surfer.
patati?
But you met
Yep.
them before you,
met us
me.
way before we met. Because I worked with you before I met him.
Yeah, I came here when I was
Oh.
like 17. So these guys were, when you met them, what, like 14,
I
15?
was probably
Younger?
14. Yeah.
That's crazy.
14.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't know.
But it's
time-
all a blur.
it's all a blur. Honestly, yeah.
Seriously. I was
Um,
thinking about that the other day. Like, I've known you guys for 4 years or something already.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's been cool to see you guys like growing, and now you guys are leaders now. It's
Get
like,
really specific. Pick on some of us now.
okay. So, I mean, obviously Isaiah, I got to work with him. So a little story time. If you guys didn't know this, I used to work at a camera shop in Kihei where we rented cameras, and the manager I was working with was looking for some help because we had lots of work, lots of things to do, lots of videos to edit, and all kinds of projects we were working on. And Isaiah was my first choice because at least based off of what
Looks?
I knew about him, not looks. He did not
Just on
have.
his hair.
He didn't have any hair back then.
It's like a bunch.
But he had some skills that I thought would be useful for our team, and so I think I remember recommending him.
That's why we have him on the podcast.
And
Thanks.
yeah, I mean, I think he's got like a little bit of a tech background, which was very helpful for us. Like I think he knew how to edit and stuff, and at least we were like teaching him some stuff. So that was really cool to work alongside a fellow brother in Christ, and it was like a dream come true for me because I mean, working with
Whoa.
friends was
Wow.
Dude, it was pretty fun.
Big
We
and
we,
dream come
we
true?
like we partied.
Dang.
yeah, we
I
like
wish
saw
someone
each
could
other.
say that about me.
I can.
Please.
I don't think he wants it from
Not
me,
you.
Riley.
It doesn't count from you.
And so, yeah, we saw each other like every day, and it was so fun. We got to film some really funny stuff, and we learned a lot with video editing and cameras and making promotional content for local businesses. And I thought it was really cool. It only lasted, I think, a year, just because the way the business was going. Like there was bigger projects that our manager wanted to work on. So, but while it lasted, it was so cool, and we learned so much. And even though it was only for a year, I feel like we learned like so much, and we got to work together, which was really cool.
Man, so a little background about Isaac since he didn't really say much when we gave him the opportunity. Isaac, how old are you? 20?
So yeah, my name is Issac Werk. I am 26 years old currently. I turn 27 on the 24th of December here, so coming up. And yeah, I'm a professional.
single, right?
I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, I am still single. For all those, potential
Whoa.
Lovers.
lovers out there.
Just putting it out there. DM us if you want his Instagram
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
or his phone number.
I feel like every time I open
Or
my
his
mouth,
email.
it's a mistake, but there we go.
Or his address.
So yeah, and I'm a professional photographer, videographer, and I've been blessed to have this gift from the Lord that He gave me, and I am just eager to use it for His glory in every capacity that I can do. Helping with the church, video, live stream, audio, video, and then capturing weddings, being able to share couples' stories of how the Lord is in their life has been really cool. And there's just so many cool things that that God's been doing, at least with the work that He's provided for me. So that's a little intro on me, I guess.
Okay, so I think me and Sandra are pretty fine, but I think Riley has FOMO, so he wants you to talk about your first impressions of him a little bit. He seems fine from the outside, but deep down he's hurt that you didn't talk about your first impressions of him. So I'll speak for him.
You don't have to. Speak for me.
Look at him.
And a sad little puppy in the corner.
Riley, I think he's always been a surfer. Like, he's always been that surfer, always catching waves
vibes.
and just I don't know, he's got that surfer vibe, and that's just who he is. And then but seeing him grow recently, all these guys, all three of them growing in the Lord, it's kind of mind-blowing.
So not Festin?
I mean, Festin too, man. I mean, I feel like you've gone through a lot of cool stuff that the Lord's been teaching you. We could have a whole podcast on you.
Ooh, I like.
But Riley, I mean, it's been cool seeing how he was in the youth, and he was, growing in the Lord, and now he's actually getting tested, with this mission trip that we went on, and seeing his faith tested and seeing him grow and seeing him reach into some of the younger boys in our youth group. Has been really cool. So why is that funny?
Just continue going. Just keep going.
Sorry, I'm just trying to talk here. So, but yeah, Riley's been super cool. So I'm gonna.
It's not you, Isaac.
Okay.
It's not you.
Did someone fart or something like this? I
might have.
I didn't hear it.
It may or may not have been me, but
Oh man.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Another cool thing.
I like that impression.
Go ahead.
I like that impression of Isaac.
I still don't know why we're
your
laughing.
impression on Isaac. It's okay. You'll get it when you listen back to this one. I hope
know.
Isaac gets it in.
I'll keep
I feel
it.
like I said
I'll
something
keep
that
it.
was the wrong word or something, and I missed it. But it's
No,
fine.
no.
I like it.
It's
Hey,
not
so-
you. It's us. It's not you. It's
Okay.
us.
Is it okay if this mic
Yeah.
gets kind of wet or moist because I'm crying right now?
Oh,
But
boy.
yeah, another really cool thing about Isaac is for me, Isaiah and Xander, when we first met each other, we might have talked about this a little bit, but we were all 16, 17. So it was our last couple years in youth group. And then Festin was our small group leader. Isaac, he said, he had been a youth leader for maybe a couple years at that time. Because how old were you? You were
think
21
3 years.
when we met you? 22 maybe?
Yeah, I think I was 20.
Yeah. So he had already been a leader for a couple years. And yeah, so then now, because I think me, Isaiah, and Xander were kind of experiencing the same thing where when we were in youth group, the boys that were 13, 14, now they're 17. They're our age when we met each other. And so I've seen them grow so much too, over all these Wyoming trips. It's been cool, or even going on mission trips with some of them and stuff. So, and Isaac, he's always been the guy with the kids to take them on these fun adventures. Like you helped Carter with his moped, right? Like you drag kids behind a kayak and they have fun. Unks is always like, he's always down for anything like fun to do and all. Like he does a really good job too at including the kids with them. Like he's always doing things, inviting them. So that like that's something that's definitely admirable in you that I see.
I'd say another really cool thing that
Whoa,
that
the
you
resume
do
is getting padded, dude. He's
You-
still single, remember?
Oh boy.
That resume, stat padding, dude.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Is it?
No, I think
All
it's
right, Isaiah, what?
I think it's cool that I feel like you have like this little group that like you always hang out with, like all these Groms, and I feel like you're able to like show them what their own talents are in a way, and you're able to like encourage them in that, and you know help them with that, walk along with them. I think it's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I just use the gifts that God's given me to, try and support the, others that, maybe they don't even know what their gift is. So yeah, I don't know. It's just fun. I like including people with everything, and I feel like having a party every day is just the best thing ever. So,
Did you have a struggle finding what your gifts are? Like you've had a gift with photography and you use that, and I'm sure you meet a lot of people, or God uses you for interaction with stuff like that. And then for the youth group, you're definitely a loving person towards them and an encouraging person. But did you have a struggle finding what your gifts were, or was it maybe just more naturally built over time?
I feel like I was very blessed to find my gift really early on. I figured it out when I was like 14 years old, I want to say, maybe younger. Like I already, was taking pictures when I was like 8 years old, and I just, I started my business when I was like 14 years old, and I was very gifted to have that because, I mean, even though I feel like one of the biggest struggles was when I turned 18 and I had to like actually decide like where I wanted to go in my life. And that was like one of the hardest things, because my parents wanted me to like, go to college or go to the army or do all these other things.
In the army.
And I could have did it. I literally like almost signed
crazy.
up. Yeah, it was so nuts. But I felt like God was pushing me towards this dream that he gave me, and this desire to capture beauty all around me and capture the beauty inside, other people, and share that with the whole world. And I was just getting a lot of support from that side and a lot of blessings from that. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And so it didn't happen like instantly, of course. This industry is very competitive, especially on this island. And so, I had to put in a lot of work and a lot of patience that I feel like the Lord had to, give me and stuff. And he had to teach me a lot of things along the way. But I mean, the fact that I can do it now and I trusted him and, through all the struggles it's just cool to be able to do it. And so, yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good segue to you sharing your personal testimony, because my first impressions of you was like, oh, this kid just comes to church because his parents come to church. Maybe I might be wrong, but I think it was just like you were just like at church like on Sunday, like on Friday because your sister was there, but you didn't really you weren't really plugged in into the church, or maybe I don't know what was going on. But
Like when you first met him?
Yeah, when I first met him and when he first came, like when he first started coming to youth group, it was like just like a little quiet homeschool kid. But I'm like, you're not really like, that wasn't like, you were like, I'm like, you're older than me, but you're really quiet. You like come, then you leave, and then it's like you on and off. And then I hang out with you, I think, for the Amazing Race Day. I was stuck with you. You were stuck with me. I felt sorry for
Stuck
you.
with each other.
I remember that. That was great.
You you're stuck with me in your car, like going around filming stuff. That video never came out. I feel sad up to this day. I hold grudges for that. Uh, but so like I want you like talk about that like transition from just like, oh, my parents go to church, so I gotta go with them, or they told me they're going to church, I gotta join them, because you weren't living with your parents at that time. I believe.
Yeah.
So it's like you were on your own, but you still coming to church with them. And then like what's been beautiful for me, like seeing in your life, has been this gradual like commitment to your faith and coming to faith, and like coming to like walking into that calling of like, I've put these kids around you, these people around you. I want you to help them. I want you to guide them. And then you've like, I think for the past maybe like I would say for the past 2 years that I have been like that, like it's been a steep rise. I don't know if you can say, yeah, it's been a steep rise of like from like 0 to 100 real quick, and it's been beautiful. But so like walk us through like your faith journey, which is like coming to Christ, and then like maybe falling out a little bit, and then like falling back in love, and then taking that seriously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much was getting started on sharing what my testimony was, but so I guess I could start, with
Being born. Let's start there.
I mean, yeah, I was born, of course, Christian family. I was baptized when I was like 10 years old or whatever. And, I was just going to church because, my parents were going to church, and, I was a quiet, homeschooled Christian kid, go to Awanas, and, I'd say God never really like, touched like deep into my heart. Like I didn't really know why I was a Christian. I just kind of did it because I don't know, I was following my parents.
Family did it.
Yeah. And so when I was, I think I moved out of my parents' house when I was like, I always get this age wrong. I feel like, I think I was 18.
You're not that old,
I was 20. I think I was 20 when I moved out. And that's when I really got tested, because I was working, I already decided I want to be a full-time photographer, and I was pushing towards that goal, but I was working in, these jobs that, I was working with really secular people and worldly people, and they were influencing me. They were asking me to like, go out to the bar, like go to drink or go smoke, like all kinds of gnarly stuff. And not that any of that was like bad, but it was like a solid test of like, like, are you a Christian? Like, where do you want to go with your life? Like, I was like in this constant like limbo of like, ooh, I could live with the world. Ooh, I could be a Christian. Like, where do I want to be? And I was basically living in the world. Like, I wasn't really going to church, when I was like 21 or whatever. And so what's after that? Oh yeah,
22.
So yeah, 22. So my sister, there was just so many dark things that I was, I mean, I never like did any like drugs or anything, but I was surrounded by all those kind of people, and it wasn't a really good influence for me. And I could tell it was digging out like God out of my life. Like I could feel the shovel, like literally like digging God and like throwing him out on the wayside. And I was like, I feel empty now. And so I felt like I was looking for, something to, fill the hole. And my sister, she was, helping with the church, and I think she like invited me to help with the church and stuff. And, at this time I've moved a few times, and
worked at Target a few times.
Worked at Target a few years, and I worked with all these coworkers that, were not the greatest, but I mean, they're still cool people,
Yeah.
I'm still friends with them. It's just, it's not the kind of people I wanted to be.
We'll get into the Target story later on. But
Nervous laugh.
We don't have to go through that. So my sister invited me back into helping with the church, and I felt like that was such a good. It was like one of the greatest. It was like the switching point for me because like I haven't
shout
listened.
out your sister.
Yeah, shout out to my sister for.
Is she a
listening to
listener?
this. I hope she is. I mean,
She's about to be.
I'm
Yeah.
about to send her this because this is great. But yeah, she invited me to help back in the church. She was already like a youth leader helper, and she just invited me to help. And so it was like my first time, it was a Friday night, and we went to the youth room. All the kids were there. It was not that big at that point. And
It's just like Isaiah and Xander.
yeah, it was literally just Isaiah and Xander there. And I'll never forget like the first time I heard worship, like in like 2 years. I was like emotional because I was like, this is the faith and like the like what I used to have is here, is in this worship, and it's in glorifying God and not myself or doing worldly things. I was like, this is the reason I'm alive. And I felt like it was like such a crazy moment. I was like crying in the corner. No one saw me, but I was like, from this point on, I want to like use these gifts that God's given me, and I want to live my whole life for the Lord. And that's when I got like scared of leaving God. I was like, I don't want to run away from God anymore. Like every time I look at my life right now and I think like, what would it be like if I went back to the world? I was like, nope, I don't want to do that anymore. That wasn't fun. Like it's just a constant like hole that like people are digging themselves under, that, God can only fill this hole that you have inside of you. And so helping with the church was such a great outlet for me to keep reading my Bible and get connected with fellowship again, and with other Christians that were encouraging to me and not like tearing me down and bringing me into situations that were not helping me at all. And so yeah, that was one of my first like testimony points, I'd say. There's a couple others if you want me to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
So during COVID was another time that God kind of tested me again. And so during COVID, I was working with Isaiah, actually, right? Was I?
Oh, so Isaiah was your test. Wow.
I think it was like yeah, right around when COVID. I think it was right after COVID started, but it was still that 2020.
Yeah, I think we were just, I forgot, but so I was like a full-time, but I remember, oh wait, now I remember. Okay, sorry. Going back, before COVID, I was done working a job that I didn't like, and I was literally living the dream. I felt like the Lord was like, he's like, here, like you can now use the gift I've given you like full time. And that's what I was doing. I was taking photos of families. I was working with really cool clients, making videos, and COVID hit and I lost all my clients. I had no income coming in. I was really scared. I was like, Lord, why do you even want me? Like, why? I thought you wanted me to like have, like, you gave me this gift for a reason. Like, why'd you take it away from me? Or why did you do this? So I really doubted him. And there was like a month of just literally no work, no, like, I felt like I had no friends, but I had friends. But yeah, no work. And I was just scared. I was like, I still have to pay rent. I'm still paying bills. Like, I'm going to be homeless soon if I don't get like a normal job again. And so this insane opportunity came up to work with the manager of Hawaii Camera Rentals, and we collaborated. He came up to me and he was like, hey, like, do you need like work? And I was like, yes, like I would love to do something. And so it was a crazy opportunity that God put him in my life to help support me and to help, use these gifts that he's given me to keep working and keep supporting myself and all the other things I was doing. And then there was another time that God tested me. It was during the fires of Lahaina. And same thing, he tested me again. I lost all my clients, all my gigs, lost everything. And I was like, oh, here we are again. God, like, why did you take this away from me? I wasn't working for Hawaii Camera Rentals anymore. I had no clients, no income, and scared again. Bills stacking up. And I was just praying again, reading the word. Of course, I had lots of free time, so I was just praying a lot. And of course, asking around if anyone needs work. Nothing really came up. And then it's crazy again. God provided. And, 1 month later, he gives me like more work than I had the year before. And I was like, holy cow, like, Lord, thank you so much. Like, why would you bless me like so much with all this? And it's because he gave me this gift that he gave me, and he wants me to use it for his glory. And every time I think about that, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. Like,
so to interrupt you a little bit, sounds like you've gone through moments of trust, like God teaching you to trust him more than ever, and then it's come through like again, and then you're like, you go through that something, and then you're like, oh, not again, and then God's like, trust me, and then he does it again, right?
Dude, he literally did it again, and then he did it again, and I doubted him both times, and he provided both times. It was nuts. And
dang, that's crazy.
And the thing is, like, he provided more than, like, literally, like, what's that? Isn't there like a Bible verse where like
Ephesians?
That's
might be in
crazy.
Ephesians
I didn't know it.
3:20.
Yeah,
Maybe, or that's just made
where
up.
but
But it talks about he. Let's just look it up.
Riley knows it. We'll find it for
Riley
you.
knows it by heart. Here.
Oh, it is 3:20.
See, I told you.
Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. That's your story?
Well, it was that he provided more because I trusted him. And because yeah.
Seems like even when you didn't, too.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. I doubted him, but I was still praying, and I was still like seeking him and asking, where do you want me? And he just provided more than last year, and I've been growing ever since. And so I'm blessed to be able to, share some of this work with some of the youth kids now. I've hired Carter a few times to help with some projects, and like being able to bless other people with what the Lord has blessed me with is a really cool place to be, and I'm very, very thankful.
So I was recently thinking about this because I was reflecting on my own life, but I was thinking about like the impact of being around people that they don't have to say it, but they hold you accountable to a standard, or like being around people that push you to pursue your relationship with Christ, or like you just see them, and that like you seeing them makes that impact on your life to be like, I want to be more in love with God. Like I assume for you that would be like your parents, and then like some of the youth leaders, some of the youth kids. Like talk about that impact of the community from like you said, you are hanging out, like you're working with like people that weren't going to church, and then you move to hang out with people that are now going to church every day. That's that's their life. Like what's that impact, and what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge difference, because like when you're hanging out like every day with people who are like vaping on their lunch breaks, they're like
Isaiah and Riley
inviting you to play poker, and asking you if you want like some gummies, and I'm like, no, I don't want your little gummies. Thank you very much.
That's
So
crazy.
switching that from like people who are here that like actually love you and actually want to support you in your faith and your walk with the Lord it's huge. I feel like every Christian needs it. I feel like, maybe there are those like really strong Christians where they're like, they have so much like strength in the Lord that they just constantly are pouring out, to people. But I think having like, I remember I was talking with Greg and Sasha and Kirk, and like, I just saw this like beautiful image of like, we have these kids in our youth group, and then we have us as leaders loving them, and then we have the elders of our church loving on us, and then we have God loving on the elders, and also God loving on all of us. There's like this like beautiful full circle of like support, and like I don't know, I never really thought about it like that. And when I had that picture, like God just put it in my head, and I was like, holy cow, like this is beautiful team that we have here at our church of just support all around. And I think it's so encouraging to be around. So
in Colossians 3, it talks about that we're God's chosen people, we're holy, we're loved, and that we should clothe ourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, forgiving each other as God forgave us. And then it says, and above all these things, above all these virtues, to put on love, which binds them together in perfect unity. And that's what I see in our church too, like what Isaac said. We have these different people with different roles in the church, but then without the love of God, if we're just doing it to love each other, to be good people, that's going to run out. That's going to fail. But because in each in each circumstance with all these people in our church, the love of God is ruling over their hearts. I think Isaac's cold.
Is that because Ryder turned on the AC?
I might need to turn it back up to like 70.
This was great, guys.
quality content right here.
What is so like you came from like kind of like so off and on with church, but what was it coming back into the church and into a leader position? What was that like? And like learning how to serve in those circumstances.
I feel like God's been constantly teaching me throughout the years what it means to be a leader. And yeah, I mean, no one's perfect at it, and there's a lot of
But nobody's perfect at it?
yeah. There's a lot of
Have you seen Riley McCook?
there's a lot of things we can learn, like even like in my business too, like leading people to like help me even in my business. I'm like, there's so much I need to learn about that, but like learning about it like in a biblical sense, like I think would be even more better than like a business sense. Like it's almost yeah. Yeah, I feel like you need to like know how to lead in like a Christian way, and then it'll help you like in your business life too. Like that's what I'm kind of working on right now, is how can I lead like these kids well, and then I believe God will kind of use that to kind of help with at least my business and stuff, and growing and stuff like that. So I don't know if I have any like stories, but I'll have to think of one, I guess. I mean, I kind of stepped into the like leadership role, and I was just kind of a helper, and then I don't know. It just felt natural to like go with the younger boys and kind of show them. I don't know, because they're so like they're pretty easy to like talk with and to mold and kind of I don't know the creative juices were fresh in the younger boys. And whenever I think back in my life of like when I was the most creative and when I was the most like inspired is when I was like 14 years old, because that's when I started my business. And that's when I knew like I wanted to do this. Like the creative juices were so fresh and I was just cooking it up, man.
Lit.
It was so good. So that's why I like reaching out to those younger boys.
I'm glad the younger boys you were leading were easy to mold and talk to. Because the ones I was leading at the time, it was like 20 minutes of silence. It's just like, how was you guys' week? Good. And then nothing else to say. It's like,
we talk about more than that.
Wait,
you got to give us more credit.
Did I used to be quiet?
Wait, I said, what did you say?
You got to give us more credit than that. We talked a little bit more than that.
Okay. Cool.
Remember, you made
Cool,
us
Isaiah.
teach sometimes in our small group.
Yeah, to get you to talk more. And then you
we talked
eventually
more.
got there. Eventually, the gradual progression.
Who was
Now
in
you
our
arguing.
Feston? Who was in our small group? It was the four of us, right? And then Caleb, and who else? I feel like there was
usually.
Kolu? Was it Kolu?
Kolu sometimes.
Kalu was
Who
in
else?
there, yeah.
I think that
It
was
was like
it.
the three of you, Kalu, Caleb sometimes, Macias sometimes. But usually I was just stuck with you three.
Yep.
The three
And then you
idiots.
guys were stuck with
That's
Yeah,
some of the
and
three
then-
idiots.
and then you guys got stuck with me, and then you're like, oh,
Might as well
this guy.
stay.
might as well stay. But yeah. So Isaac, what's been an area in your life that's like you've seen like the most growth by God's refining? Like God has been refining you in that area, and you're like, dang, that's a big jump from where I was like 2 years or 3 years or 4 years ago.
Okay, I have a story time. So this was like
love
a
it.
couple years ago. And it's kind of an embarrassing story. You guys might remember.
We love those stories.
I love a good embarrassing story. So I was teaching, and that's how you know it's embarrassing. No. Okay, no.
I think I remember.
I feel like-
I remember this.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be teaching on Friday night, and I was teaching on baptism. And I thought it'd be so like my teaching style. I love to have like images,
Like visual
pictures,
aids.
or
You like to have
visual
visual
aids.
aids.
Like I feel like that's so powerful, and I wish.
Yeah,
like,
it is all. It is pop.
I wish I could harness that a little bit better. And so I was talking about baptism, and I found this like it's called like iodine or something. I forgot.
It's called iodine.
Is it called iodine? It's like this like red stuff, and
Yeah.
you can put it in water, and it turns the water red. And then when you put it in water with vinegar, I think it doesn't like show up at all. I think, or I think the white vinegar or something like supposed to like make it disappear. But I thought, a cool visual aid would be great, using the white vinegar to like, cleanse your sins away. And yeah, didn't go over well.
What happened?
You gotta give us more than that.
So I remember like saying something like, all right, here's the sin, that we have. And, it's super red and it's very bad or whatever. And then I was like, oh, it's just this easy to like, make it go away. Like you just pour some white vinegar on it. And wow, it's so magical. But I think the kids got it wrong and is like, no, it's not just like that easy. Like you got to give your whole life to the Lord, and you got to, put in some commitment. It's not like, I don't know. It doesn't just magically happen. Like you got to, commit yourself to the Lord, and when you're ready to get baptized, and He'll cleanse your sins away, and you'll be fresh and you'll be made new. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot that night, because I put a lot of thought and work into like teaching and stuff, and it was like a little bit discouraging to like kind of mess up or whatever. I mean, it might have seemed like a little mess up, but like I made it like kind of a big deal, and I mean, maybe it was, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, the Lord was just teaching me to like be careful with that, and to study more, and because I kind of like whipped it up real fast teaching whatever. And the Lord's been constantly teaching me on like how to teach well, and like the power of getting the opportunity to teach in front of kids that are eager to learn the word. So it was a cool moment, even though it was a little bit embarrassing and I made a little mistake. It was a growing point for me in my life, for sure. I feel like anytime you make a mistake, like you're gonna grow from it. And it's, even though in the moment it's like really hard and discouraging, like it's like you're gonna be better from it anyway. So I was glad that because honestly, like every time I think about teaching, like I'm not scared of it. I just know I need to take it seriously. And so I'm not scared of it. I just want to do the best I can. And so, yeah, that's my little story time.
Isaiah, I thought you talked more. Come on. There's silence here.
You going to young adults?
I don't know.
I am.
You are? Me too.
Sweet. I'll race you there.
Oh.
On your bike?
Yeah.
You're riding your bike there?
Yeah.
Dang.
I like going fast on my bike.
Is that the end of the episode?
What other topics do we have?
Could be.
So what's your guys' first impressions on me?
Ooh.
Plot twist.
I think the first time we ever actually hung out was New Year's Eve. It was you, me, and Ethan. We went spinning.
Oh, spinning still wool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is also one of mine. I think it was New Year's.
We tried to go buy fireworks at Walmart, but we couldn't. Remember?
Oh yeah, I think
They
it
had
was
fireworks.
too late or something, or
We found fireworks in Walmart, but they wouldn't let us buy them.
Why?
I don't remember why.
are we not old enough?
I don't know. They were like, no, sorry, you cannot buy these. We're like, okay.
Remember when
There's a set time when you can buy them or something here. So it's like if it's past a certain time, I don't know if they can sell them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think there's legal stuff with that.
Remember when we went with Ethan that one time, and I feel like there's some other guy there too. It was, you were there and Isaac, and we went to that pond and we were spinning on the paddleboard.
Oh, that was
Remember that?
so fun. Dude.
Who else was there?
I don't know.
I
Wait,
forget.
you were there?
I was there, yeah.
No way. That's sick. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, Riley was there.
Riley Folsom?
Folsom, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or Unks, were you there that one New Year's where there's that picture of me jumping over? Is it
Yeah.
Xander?
That was me.
Oh, it was Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm holding the firework. I like jumped off
Remember
the
that.
log on the
We'll
beach.
post it on our Instagram.
Yeah, that was a
It's
cool
a pretty
picture.
sick picture.
Those are my first impressions of Isaac. He likes fire. And
He likes sparks.
he
and
wants
things that
to
blow up.
spin steel wool
Yep.
and have other people try it too. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. It's good fun.
Feston? Did you
I
have
already
any?
said my first impressions.
Weird homeschool.
Well, yeah,
life.
Do you
listening?
have any second impression?
Second.
The third time you saw Isaac,
No.
what did you think?
I think.
I already said what I thought. Right? Sando's listening.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you
Thank
did.
you.
I think my first impression was like, I think I knew you for a little while, but I never really talked to you a whole lot. But like, I think the first time I actually like sat down and talked to you was like a New Year's party or something weird. New Year.
Yeah, it's
That
all
was
New
New
Year's.
Year's.
Yeah, because you're a party
Like
animal.
At the end of the year, I think I've talked to you more than that, but like that was the first time I like sat and probably talked with you like for like an hour. Like it was like after one of the parties up at our house or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
It's kind of cool.
I had known about you for the longest time because of your sister, and I just knew you was like the camera guy.
That's
But I didn't-
pretty
but
accurate.
I didn't like know you. I never met you before. You were just like the camera guy,
Yep.
Or the scooter guy.
Yeah,
the Hawaiian scooter guy.
Yep. Back in the day, just riding scooters.
Oh well, guys. On that note, that was a solid episode. That was good.
Yeah, that went by really fast.
I know. Some good moments, some funny moments, some serious moments. Definitely.
You know, I gotta say, I like the chemistry we all have with you, Isaac. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
When we were on our chat we have for the podcast and stuff, I think it was Xander who we were talking about having you on, and Xander said he could see your story, your testimony and stuff really resonating with people out there. And I think it will too. It goes back to you were a Christian, you didn't know why, you became an adult, you moved on, and then you come back to church, you hear the worship, and Psalm 34:8, it says to taste and see that the Lord is good. And you've held on to that, even though you've had trouble with work, you've had things that you've had to grow in. Maybe that's your moment where you look back and you say, that's when I knew this is the God that I need to follow.
Wow, that was the most beautiful recap I could have ever asked for. But yeah, thanks for letting me be on. This is great.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to our listeners. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube Podcast, and that's it, I think. Or are we on anything else? BuzzFeed.
We're on a lot of stuff. Wherever you
We're on
get
like
your
almost everything.
podcast.
Again, they cannot find us
But
on BuzzFeed. That's just for us.
We use BuzzFeed. Maybe they'll
I
sponsor
am
It's
us.
not
sure.
BuzzFeed. It's
Are you guys on
I'm
X?
not,
Buzzsprout.
I am not sure we are on YouTube podcasts, but I think we're on YouTube. I don't think
No,
we're on YouTube.
I don't think there's a
podcasts
thing
yet.
called YouTube podcast. There's
Oh.
YouTube music.
But
We should make
on
it.
YouTube.
when YouTube makes it, I think we'll be there. So when that time comes, yes, we're on X, but no activity out there.
Mm. Well-
Yeah, that's it for today.
Wait, one-
Isaac.
Oh, wait. Go ahead. Okay, fine. Isaac.
Do you want to shout out your Instagram or do you care?
Okay, my Instagram is my first name and my last name, which is Issac.Werk.
WERK.
Yeah, WERK.
If we were to
Follow me and I will follow you if you're not creepy.
if we were to get sponsored by anything, a brand or a product, who do you think we should get sponsored by?
Head and Shoulders for Isaiah's head.
You guys should get sponsored by Zoom because these microphones are pretty sick. And if you take some cool photos and you tag them, they might,
Okay, we'll have you do that one day.
Yeah.
That'll be sick.
We should do a campfire podcast photo shoot. When we get merch, like
Oh, dude.
At the campfire?
at the campfire.
Remember my
the hood-
Cheeto?
What?
Yes.
Okay,
I still have
The
those
whole-
pictures.
Okay. Maybe we should end this one in a good note before. So yes, if you love this episode, please subscribe, follow us on Instagram, follow Isaac.
Got me all fired up.
Thank you very much. I think this conversation will continue offline.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We're offline.
Offline.
Shoots.
All right, so you can talk about your Cheeto pants.